Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today on Skyrim Saturday Mods we're taking a look at Darkstorm, Depths of the Reach by Kittytail. This is a dungeon and quest mod inspired by the Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline from the Elder Scrolls Online, in which an alliance of Reachmen, vampires, and werewolves sought to wreak havoc on mortals through the use of dangerous magical rituals known as Harrowstorms, while also seeking out a long-forgotten Dwemer discovery deep within Blackreach. As a longtime ESO fan, I always love to see more mods that integrate parts of their story and lore into Skyrim's single-player experience. Depths of the Reach includes 10 new spells, a new world event, and a 2-hour-long adventure through and below the Reach. There is a level 30 requirement in order to start the quest, and you'll need to be level 30 or above in order to find the new world events as well, which can provide you with treasure chests and unique Dwemer tonal glyphs that grant passive stats to the player. To get started, head to Deepfolk Crossing, where you'll find the remnants of a skirmish. I think I may have found the skirmish. Molwyn's expedition log and a note. While we have proven that Blackreach does exist, none among us know how to access it. We do not have much time to linger on this predicament. We must search the land, look for ruins and ancient lifts, see if there are still entrances that have survived the test of time that we can use. Potential entrances. Bethardum's possible but unlikely. The worshippers of Periite have claimed the place for themselves. If the gargoyles and void entities come from there, then they would have fled or have been eradicated by now. Deepfolk Crossing. Void energy from rituals in the distant past still linger there. Needs further investigation. Archmthans? Likely. Void energy emanates from the entrance to the ruins. It appears to be somewhat guarded as well. Rumors say strange, otherworldly whispers can be heard at the dead of night. Further investigation required. Reachwind Eyrie, a strange tower standing alone at the edge of the cliff. It might have been built to house nether roots or something of similar nature. It seems to trap void energies in the wind and store them within the tower for unknown purposes. Once again, needs further investigation. So we're already at Deepfolk Crossing. I would take it that Archmthans and Reachwind Eyrie might be the next steps in the quest then. To those reading this, I am Molwyn. Well, it's nice to meet you. One of the Seraphs. For hundreds of years, we have dedicated our lives to searching and eliminating the ever-elusive Order of the Nethercolours. They are a cabal of liches who have made deals with an entity that shall not be named. They have fought for good causes in the past, but the immense power they wield are unnatural. They are perversions of life and essences of the souls. They loyally serve a master whose hunger for souls' fullness and existence can never be satiated, stopping at nothing to fulfill their wishes. One of the last and most powerful of their order has fled here to the Reach, after discovering that a fragment of the void lies deep underneath its ancient soils. Her name is Malchus, though it is likely an alias name. I'm just wondering how long this is going to be. It's not super long. Okay. There have been reports of mysterious earthquakes in the Reach. The Sigic's scrying revealed nothing, however. It was as if the threads of fate and time had been obscured, clouded by powers beyond our comprehension. We believe that Malchus is hiding underground, performing ancient rituals of the Ice Reach Coven, using the last fragment of the void as a conduit to summon a magical storm and bringing forth manifestations of void energies into this world. Stone gargoyles, servants of the Nethercolours, patrol the canyons hiding in the mist, slaying innocents to collect their souls to be used in unholy rituals. Even worse, the void energy in the air manifests into echoes, blurry reflections of things that are whole, living beings and other entities and attack residents of the land, the Reachmen, or anyone. The earthquakes and the dangers of eldritch monsters roaming the land will only worsen if she is not stopped. I've decided to write and maintain this logbook because I know that even if it's against a single enemy, we are fighting a lost battle. Here in the Reach, I feel the presence of those who dwell below the veils of Orbrus, in the air watching me. I know that every dawn could be my last. If you're reading this, please finish what we started. Do what must be done before all you love and will ever love is lost. I mean, kind of bold of you to assume that I have any love. Making a lot of assumptions about me, frankly. Because, yeah, you can see a little bit of the, void. Oh. Oh, here we go. And they actually added the textures of the void beings from, ESO as well. And the void rot, which are literally, well, these are just orbs. In ESO, they're kind of more gelatinous, more blobby than orbish, but you know what? Still pretty happy with it. Still pretty happy with the unique enemies. Orbish or not, blobbish or not. Oh, I can't search your ghostly remains? Well, I can search your remains. Ectoplasm, but nothing from the blob, unfortunately. Find a way underground, which I believe the mod page says that they intended for people to play without quest markers, so, you know, you can play without quest markers, I'll just have them on. Fortunately, the note did give us, you know, an idea of where to look. This is recommending Arkham Thames, for instance, however, I also want to check Reachwind Eerie first, just because that was also mentioned in the note. And I know Kittytail tends to do no quests or mods that don't make use of voice acting, but I would always love to see some of their quests make use of voice acting eventually, just because I do think there's some really cool stories being told there. Oh! There's the gargoyle. Little bigger than the usual gargoyle. A little stronger, too. I love the ice storm that he summons. Like, that's really cool. Now, me wanting voice acting, it's a personal thing. It's just like a personal preference, and obviously no mod author owes me any voice acting or anything. It's just me always, you know, having my own preferences, having things where I'm like, oh, this would add to a mod. It would give it, like, another layer. It's just the way that I usually think about that. That being said, the gargoyle's a little strong. Granted, I think they're also meant to be kind of like a mini-boss in this instance, but Kittytail was also the author of The Last Cataclysm, the... oh god, the one that I played, which I'm gonna struggle to remember the name now, but they tend to make mods, they tend to make a lot of mods where they're much more difficult in regards to combat than vanilla Skyrim is, so they don't always align with the same kind of gameplay style and balancing that the vanilla game does. The Grand Paladin was the name of the mod from Kittytail that I had played, where bosses just had a lot of health. I didn't think there would be anything kind of inside Reachwind Eerie itself or on the balcony, but I did want to check. Obviously, we fought the void entities outside of it, but I just wanted to see if there's anything within as well. So in that case, we can head to Arkham Thames, and I don't think these couple instances we found really count as the world events mentioned on the mod page. I think these are, you know, more scripted, more set encounters to help us along the main quest, and we would have to search the rest of the Reach to find the other encounters, the world events, as well as the hidden chests that should be accompanying them. I don't know if the locations for those are random. I'm gonna look around. I will definitely look around, because I would also imagine that's how we would find some of the 10 spells as well, in addition to the tonal glyphs that should be giving us passive buffs. Because the kind of green glow from the void entities isn't anything super notable until you get closer to it. And we would just have to kind of keep an eye out around the entirety of the Reach in order to find it. Still, given how they often balance their mods, it might be to my benefit to get some of those now. I do love the little effect that you get as you get closer to the Void energy. Also love the Void Mother. I think that's a really nice touch. Really hope the stone gargoyles don't become a common enemy because, yeah, it's just a little bit much in terms of the amount of health they have if they do become a common enemy. Like, I'm focusing on the gargoyle before the Void Mother, and maybe that's just not the best idea. But, oh, them having this much health while also having your magicka drained by the Void Mother, not necessarily my favorite. Void Mother isn't terrible in terms of health. Like, that's a fair amount of health, I feel. Also really like the unique texture on them, too. This would be a cool time to make use of additional, or not additional, but new alchemical reagents. So we just got a piece of the Void, cannot equip it, but I'm wondering if we can use it for something else. Oh, that might pertain to the new spells, come to think of it. Now I hear the wolves, I see the wolves. Here we go, another piece of the Void. So someone killed a gargoyle down here then. I don't know if it was the orc, because the orc's dead. I'm gonna take a quick look around before we go into Arkham Dungeons, just to see if I can find any of the random world events for the Void entities. I might also bump my difficulty down slightly. I think I just have it on Adept right now, but just because I'm already kind of dreading having to fight a lot of the gargoyles, I'm just sitting here going, maybe this is an apprentice difficulty kind of day. Also, I'm going to take back what I said about the gargoyles real quick, because I was on expert difficulty. Bumped it down to Adept, so now I'll have a better sense of their health, their strength, and so on. I've been walking around a little bit. I haven't seen anything yet. One thing that would have been cool is if the entrance to Blackreach, assuming I'm going back to Blackreach, is through Deep Folk Crossing, because that's what they did in ESO. It actually made Deep Folk Crossing much more interesting, having this ancient secret door that leads down into like a hidden, forgotten section of Blackreach. Which I guess that could still happen, and I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that it will. Because it seems to me like you don't really see or hear the Void energies until you get a little closer. So I feel like that'll be good because it will add a new level of exploration and discovery for players if you have this in a full playthrough alongside a full playthrough. I almost wish there was some way that I could have a spell that tells me how close I am to them. Or if they could be seen more from a distance. Oh, I think this is a Void energy spot, and I think this is going to be one of the chests. Yep. Oh! An Infernal Ram? I like that. That's cool. That wasn't me being sarcastic. I actually really like that there's more Void versions of different enemies. I also really loved the shades, the Void shades as they appeared in ESO, so having that as an enemy here makes me very, very happy. Ritual Totem. Oh, here we go. Spellseed Namira's Hex Flare. A barrage of magicka tendrils, each dealing 20 points of damage to health, magicka, and stamina. Alright, I'm gonna be using that. And let's check the chest. I was worried the chest was gonna be really hidden or something. No, that's actually really just kind of, obvious. Unless that's an unrelated chest, because I didn't see a totem in there, but it could also just be... I think there's some chests that'll have totems, others that won't. So that just might be like a regular reward chest, not one of the special chests. That being said, we got a new spell, so let's go ahead and favorite that and make sure that we use that in our upcoming adventures. I'll look around for another void spot, but if I don't find one soon, we'll just go into Arkham Dams. But this was a good way of preparing for our little delve, if nothing else. The spell's interesting because it's a continuous blast of magic. Like, I'm just holding down my right click there. I have a feeling that I'll use the void essences, the void fragments that I got. The pieces of the void that I got. I assume that'll be used to make either other spells or maybe some unique gear. Whenever I'm back at like a city, either at an enchanting station or even like a forge. So one thing I did notice about the spell, it's a little weird, and I'm hoping I can show the timing here, but if I release holding down on right click too early, even after the kind of ball has left my hand, it just dispels and disappears. So that's something that I feel like you could probably avoid by having it be just like a single charging cast rather than an endless blast. So that's interesting. That's an odd one. Alright, I haven't found any other void spots yet, so let's just go to Arkham Dams, and we can look around later. Because the green glow is back, I'm wondering if it can summon more of the void entities, or if the void energy just kind of lingers here regardless. Either way, I feel like the glow here at Arkham Dams was very notable, so I've just kind of been looking for bigger green glows. I just haven't found any others yet. They might be more notable at night. I feel like they might be easier to find at night. So that's just something to keep in mind when I try to find more of them later on. I'm wondering if we do go down into Blackreach through here. Well, we have 2 markers in here, and I do see more void gunk. Oh, yep, here comes the void gunk. Oh, and another stone gargoyle. Alright. Oh, wait, oh, wait, no, it wasn't showing the health bar for the gargoyle. That's why I got really concerned when I didn't see the health bar going down, but it's because I don't have the gargoyle's health up. Okay, yeah. Health is much more manageable on the gargoyle now that I put it down to adept. Much better, much more in line with kind of like the damage amounts that I want to see, both in regards to receiving damage and dealing damage. So that gets a little seal of approval from me. Man, I can't believe the gargoyle took your clothes. What a weird thing for a gargoyle to do. Legend of Arkham Dams tonal key, so that's what I've been looking for, and a note on the tonal key. Be aware that this tablet contains magical properties that we have yet to fully understand. Wielders may open sealed doors and even cross vast expanses of land at the blink of an eye, but only with the guidance of the threads of fate. This is a powerful and dangerous artifact. Use it if you must, but do not abuse its power. We cannot afford any more losses on this expedition. Me? Be careful with power? I don't think so. Nymics Vapor. I love the effect coming off the top of the bottle here. Health is increased by 180 points for 240 seconds. Increases Magicka by 180 points. Increases Stamina by 180 points. And then the vapor is double that. Or rather, the potent vapor is double that. Damn. Alright. Use those potions. Got it. And this is gonna be a new book then? I believe so, yeah. Doesn't necessarily look like it has anything to do with the quest, but it does make mention of a couple things, at least in regards to ESO, just from the very quick glance that I gave it. Don't abuse the power of the tonal key. Pfft. Do you know who you're talking to? These things exist for me to take advantage of, let's be real. It is marked as an actual key, so I can't use it in its current state. But yeah, this marker's pointing me like right below there. Interesting. Another seraph. Apparitions. I believe this is a new book, and I'll take it with me, but it doesn't seem to have anything to do with the quest itself. Honestly, I am more than okay with them just adding more and more, like, lore notes and lore books just for fun, just to kind of flesh out ESO, or rather to flesh out the mod more, to make it more in line with some of the lore from ESO. So the marker I saw up there definitely didn't correspond to the door I just went through. I'm gonna turn off the marker for now, since, you know, we're already here, and I don't think I really need it for now, at least. I should be able to figure out some of this on my own. I say now, and then watch me get lost immediately. I am gonna keep an eye out for more and more potions and more interesting Nymic rot things. Sorry, I heard the chandelier go off. Oh, it's because there's a spider right behind it. I didn't even see you there. I apologize. Potions and potions and potions. You guys got a little bit of a leaky ceiling. Just call the drummer plumbers. Have them fix it. It's not my responsibility to get this fixed. Ooh, I love the door. Because that said Arcantham's lift. I sure hope it takes me down and not up, because I don't really want to go up. No, this is going to take me down. Down into the repository. It is interesting that we're fighting just more Dwemer constructs and not a lot of Void, or rather that Void isn't the only enemy in the mod, which I kind of like. I like the little lamp. I feel like they're doing a good job of trying to meld, you know, ESO with Skyrim, and even though they're in the same universe, obviously, there's still differences between the games in terms of decoration and style. Oh. Alright, I guess my key... Nope, my key does not work for that. Like, the door's gone, but... There's just an invisible wall here now. Did I break something there? What if I just reload the autosave and maybe I just don't touch that door until I find another tonal key? How about we do that? Okay, door's back. Yep. Hello? I mean, I see, you know, a couple dwarven spheres. Boop. See? If I just release it too soon, which I often release it because I... The problem is that instinctually I just see the spell as a charge spell. So once I cast a charge spell, I immediately let go of the key. That is very much something I would like to see fixed. Because for me, I would almost prefer if the spell, given its description, I imagine that more so as a consistent beam of power. Magical tendrils, I'm almost imagining, like, tentacles sort of things? Like in a continuous stream, rather than individual balls. Sorry, I didn't really want to talk about Namira's balls, but sometimes it's a necessity. I do like how many potions they're leaving around, though. I'm glad that I'm playing this not on a super high difficulty. I'm playing it on, you know, essentially normal. But I am glad that they're leaving potions and spell tomes and everything in case you don't have them, in case you need, you know, that extra help to get through. I think that's really, really good. I feel like they've made a very conscientious effort to try and have this be balanced. Oh, cool mushroom stuff. And while the spell doesn't do a ton of damage necessarily, it's also an apprentice level spell, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be super overpowered too. Yeah, really liking a lot of the decorations so far. The lighting's really well done. The lighting's really cool in a section like this. It feels very distinct. And I think that's very important for dungeon mods. Like, look, we just came off of Skyrim, one of the most distinct dungeon mods I've ever seen. But having the unique lighting, the new lamps, and unique mushrooms, really nice touch. Really good addition. I'm scared every time I touch a door that it's gonna disappear and turn into an invisible wall. Okay, so we might be able to go that way. I'm gonna check this door first. And have some tendrils. Yeah, let me see real quick if I can actually get over those rocks or no. I don't think I'm supposed to, I don't think I'm meant to, it's me. So I have to try. I can't, but once again, I just like the decoration of this place. Having this kind of pit, having this dead end here, but you can still look over there and see, like, oh, I wish I could get over there. I wish, you know, I could see what's down there. I will say I'm just really, really, really in the mood for more puzzle dungeons now. And I don't know if this will really be a puzzle dungeon per se, but it is nice just to explore dungeons at the same time. I like the neatly arranged, or mostly neatly arranged, storeroom. Nothing. Okay. As always, I shouldn't go around pushing random buttons, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Not push random buttons? Pfft. That sounds mighty stupid. Oh, and that's gonna be, yep, dead end. Wait, if that's a dead end... Where go? Let's backtrack a little bit. Out of curiosity, I turned the map marker back on and... Okay. So the door that was locked that required a key, I pushed the button, now that's open. Ooh. Blackreach, the lightless tunnels. I'm glad I have quick light on then. Find a way underground, reach the heart of the storm. That's going back off because now I feel like I can figure out what I'm doing, where I'm going. I like to think at least. Nurian's last words. I came here to investigate the legends of the Night Hollow clans and their keep. Long ago, a system of caves and tunnels led me here. I stepped into the pale glows of the deep, and I felt a rumble. It is as if my presence has awakened what has been slumbering here since the bygone era. The rumble stirred the ceiling and it collapsed behind me. Unbeknownst to me at the time, the way I came from was the last passage that leads to the world of man. For centuries I have lived here in the sealed section of the cavern. I have learned to appreciate the beauty of the deep that most others feared, and now I am witnessing its slow decline, as the call of the void and the beating of its restless heart grows to take its place. Know that once upon a time this cavern shines brilliant, ghastly lights, rivaling that of the stars. Once upon a time, enormous fungus towered over mist-veiled woods and lush grottos, where denizens of the deep live undisturbed by those above ground. This place was a wonder like no other. Once. The bioluminescent lights continued to dim with each rumble of the earth. The ceiling came crashing down on another tower today. It seems the time of Arkanthan's cavern is nearing its end. With the rumbles and earthquakes growing increasingly frequent in the last 100 years, the Gloomspore deer and cats were no more, and the mushrooms have evolved to become smaller to survive the ever-changing shape of what still remains. Here I lay waiting, praying to the gods that one day someone will take the elevator down here. I may not live to see that day, but these pages will. The legacy of Blackreach will live on in the minds of the people. I'm just gonna search your knapsack as well. I mean, it's not like he's gonna mind. It's not like he'll know it all. This looks really, really good. This looks so cool. I love what they did with this section of Blackreach, their section of Blackreach. For those who haven't played the Elder Scrolls Online, for those who haven't played the Markarth and Greymoor stories in the Elder Scrolls Online, essentially Blackreach spans the entirety of Skyrim, spans underground the entirety of Skyrim Hold. But in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, we only see a small piece of that. We only see the little bit that we know under Eastmarch. But there were different sections, different caverns that at one point had all connected. And the Dwemer had built more and more structures, more and more archives and cities and all that, spanning a lot of these now gone caverns. Because the cavern isn't completely lightless, but I think they did a really good job of making it dark enough to make it kind of eerie and creepy, but not so dark that, you know, you're sitting here just not able to see anything at all. Granted, you're also using an EMB and everything, so your mileage may vary for darkness, brightness, etc., but yeah, this is gorgeous. This is really, really well done. Oh, hello. There's not really a lot of requirements for the mod, but I know that Dynamic Animation Replacer is recommended because there are some custom animations that some of the enemies can use. I do wish more of the shades just used magic. If anything, it's almost weirder seeing them just use, like, regular weapons. I think the intent is for only the Void Mothers to be seen as the magical ones, but if all the shades used just magic as well, I think that could be a really good look. Yeah, really liking this. And once again, I'm liking the kind of orange and yellow mushrooms and glowing fungus to kind of offset what is usually just kind of the blues and greens of Blackreach. Oh, uh-oh. Oh! I like how creepy his face is. I'm going to take out the shade first. Alright, shade down, I gotta heal. Oh, now is the time. Now would absolutely be a good time to use the Nymic Vapor. Alright, I know, you're not happy. And I need better spells than the apprentice level spell. One criticism I do still have of the Stone Gargoyles, one critique that I would still have of the Stone Gargoyles is a lot of games don't necessarily handle larger enemies well. Skyrim's one, where it becomes this awkward thing of when the Stone Gargoyle's right in your face with how large he is, it just fills up your screen in an awkward looking way. Although, I feel like that's just a problem they are going to have regardless for first person. Hell, even FromSoft still has that problem, even though so many of their games are focused around large enemies and large bosses. I love FromSoft's games, but even Elden Ring, their most recent games, still struggle with the fact that it's like, okay, in third person, large enemies just become really unwieldy because, oh, they fill up your entire goddamn screen and you can't see jack shit. Let alone figure out what some of their attacks are gonna be, because, yeah, you just can't see anything at all. I think I found the storm. Did not need a map marker to figure that one out, necessarily. Oh, did I just hit another void essence? Another void spot? I did, because now I got Mr. Lime King Jello attacking me. Doesn't have to be lime. Could be green apple. Either way, you know, getting accosted by Jello. Now, since I hit a void essence down here, like a void hotspot down here, I like how I say it like it's a Wi-Fi hotspot. Oh, I found a void hotspot down here. Take a quick look around to see if there's a chest nearby that might give us another tonal key, rather than head straight for the portal or the storm. Okay, got Hex Flare again. I'll take it. Just because why not? But that also shows why it's worth searching the enemies. And I might actually backtrack to make sure that I didn't miss any other spells on some of the other shades too. Here we go. This is why we backtrack. Summon Void Shade. Summon Void Shade for 60 seconds wherever the caster is pointing. Don't mind if I do. That is now 2 out of 10 potential spells. Still got a long way to go, but hey, we're making progress, slowly but surely.